Another great topic. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me know, what is everybody feeling for the week. Hope you all had some phenomenal wins. In fact, drop down some celebrations, whether it be physical, mental, financial, any wins, drop it down below. And let's go ahead and get some gratitude flowing in the chat. Grateful for each of you, for God. Another day to go ahead and get better than yesterday. And most importantly, to know that we are just getting started. A lot of abundance here and coming on the horizon. So let's get into it. Acting as if. I was having a conversation with one of the mentees this morning, and he was like, D, I've been having so much excitement getting out and getting out of my comfort zone. Happy Friday, Shane. Talina, it's good to see you. He's like, D, I've been so fired up getting out of my comfort zone because the last week I've made it an intentional piece part of my day to go out and network with 1, 2, or 3 people and just get their Instagrams. He said at the beginning, I was so nervous because I didn't know what to say. I was afraid what they were going to think. And he said, when I finally really realized my identity, that I'm not going to care what Johnny 99 has to say in 6 months or 5 years down the line, that I could be more blessed by the one conversation that I make than not saying anything all and wondering what if. So we started acting as if. And this is somebody that is introverted. He's good online, but he's very nervous about talking to people in person. And he's like, I'm just going to do it for a week straight. I'm going to see what happens. And I can tell you right now, he's already enrolled 3 people this week. He's making a difference, and he's getting more confident as the days go by. And that's the system. For many of us, whether it comes to finances, spiritual, physical, any area of our life, the key is, I've noticed, to be able to see it and act as if before it even happens. What does the dream body look like for summer? If we want a six-pack and if we want some abs going on, acting as if, starting to eat right, starting to take out a little bit of the sugar, taking out the processed foods. And at the beginning, that's the hardest part because you never notice the change at the beginning, just like with our body. But as weeks go by, it starts to leave a reflection. Same exact thing happens with finances. The same thing happens with building a business. The same exact thing happens with building relationships and making new connections, right? The day that we shoot the DM, the day that we make that first comment might not be the exact day that we have a huge explosion of a relationship. But you've all, if you've been in the industry for any amount of time, Shane, Talina, you already know. Think about Ant. That was one person, came from, Shane puts out notes all the time, put out one random note one day. An absolute leader saw it. He's like, you know what? This resonates. I need this for my business. We set up a call. He flourished. And it was just a perfect example of, you never know what's happening behind the scenes when we stay consistent, act as if, and keep doing the work. Right? Kevin Trudeau, he always talks about the radar screen. If you were to think about our peripheral vision, right? We all can see so far, but there gets to a point where everybody has a blind spot. And he talks about, the more consistent we are, the more passionate, the more enthusiastic, the more things are working for us in our blind spots that we can't even see. That next phone call, that next meeting, that next event that we go to could completely open up the floodgates to something extraordinary. Look at that. 99.9% is off of our radar screen. And I believe that is one of the toughest parts of entrepreneurship, is doing the work and not always being able to see the fruition happen right away, because we're not taught that, right? If you think about a job, we're all taught to literally go work the hours. We work an 8-hour day, and then we get paid. Direct correlation. Entrepreneurship is a little bit different. We do the work, and you don't always get paid right away. Sometimes it's work, 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 get paid. Work, 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 get paid. Work, 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 get paid. Work, work, get paid. Work, get paid, get paid, get paid. Work, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid, get paid. You see, that's kind of the pendulum of how it starts. But once the snowman is rolling, once that ball is rolling down the hill, it starts to compound. So if we can just get that thing rolling, that's when the real magic starts to happen. But if you can remember that visual, think about pushing a boulder up a hill, and once you get it over that hump, it's gone. See you later. That's all entrepreneurship is getting it over that hump to where we can build some momentum. And momentum comes from just stacking these little wins day by day to feed that energy ball. So this was just something I was thinking about for today because I literally been having this conversation the whole past week. So I'm excited. I'm fired up for each of you. And I know April was explosive. May is going to be abundant. We have a ton of miracles happening for this month. So stay tuned. Remember all of the great things that are happening off of the radar. Let's stay consistent, stay locked in, and let him do his magic. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Nobody told you yet lately. I'm proud of you. I see your greatness, and let's go out and show the world what's inside. So let's make it happen. As always, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hands. Game time, fam. Let's get to work.